Welcome back to Limitless Mentality, where we discuss profound psychological truths to help you improve your life. Today, we're diving into 14 uncomfortable truths about what it really takes to be happy. These aren't the things people usually tell you, and they're definitely not the polished quotes you see floating around on social media. But if you're serious about building real, lasting happiness, you need to know what's actually required behind the scenes. Truth number 1. Happiness requires sacrifice. Everyone wants to be happy, but very few people are willing to give up what's keeping them stuck. That might mean walking away from toxic friendships, spending less time on distractions, or even sacrificing comfort to chase something meaningful. The truth is, you don't get to keep everything and still become a happier version of yourself. You have to choose. And a lot of times, happiness looks like giving up what's easy to go after what's right. Truth number 2. You won't always be understood. If you're trying to live a life that feels authentic and fulfilling, not everyone will get it. People might judge you for changing. Some might distance themselves when you start doing things differently. That's part of the price. You can't live a life that makes everyone else comfortable and expect to feel happy inside. Truth number 3. You have to let go of being the victim. At some point, we all go through hard stuff, and it's tempting to stay stuck in the story that says, "Life did this to me." But here's the hard truth. As long as you hold on to that identity, you give your power away. Happiness doesn't come from having a perfect life. It comes from realizing you're not powerless to change the one you have. That shift from blame to ownership is uncomfortable, but it's where your freedom begins. Truth number 4. Feeling good all the time isn't the goal. Most people chase happiness, thinking it means always being in a good mood. But that's not how life works. You'll still feel sad. You'll still get angry. You'll still doubt yourself. Real happiness means learning to feel everything without letting it control you. It's the ability to sit with discomfort and not fall apart. Chasing constant positivity actually keeps you from building the emotional resilience you need to feel at peace long term. Truth number 5. You have to face the stuff you've been avoiding. That pain you never processed. That conversation you keep putting off. That fear you refuse to acknowledge. It's all sitting there in the background, quietly draining your joy. Most people try to outrun their inner stuff, but it never really goes away. True happiness comes from facing your inner world head-on, even when it's uncomfortable, because the only way out is through. Truth number 6. Growth can feel like grief. When you start changing your habits, beliefs, or identity, it can feel like you're losing parts of yourself. And in a way, you are. You're letting go of an old version of you to make space for something better. But growth isn't always exciting. It's often confusing, messy, and emotional. People don't tell you this, but happiness sometimes starts with mourning who you used to be, so you can become who you were meant to be. Truth number 7. You'll have to get brutally honest with yourself. It's easy to point fingers at what's wrong around us, but true happiness demands self-awareness. You have to admit when you're the one standing in your own way. That means calling yourself out on your excuses, your procrastination, your fear of change. It's not about shame. It's about seeing the truth so you can do something about it. Truth number 8. Discipline matters more than motivation. Waiting to feel like it is a trap. Motivation is temporary, but discipline builds the life you want. Most happy people don't always feel like doing the hard things. They just do them anyway. Whether it's taking care of their health, setting boundaries, or chasing a goal, they know that short-term discomfort leads to long-term peace. Truth number 9. You can't outsource your self-worth. If your happiness depends on what people think of you, how many likes you get, or how you compare to others, it will never be stable. External validation is a moving target, and it can disappear overnight. Learning to validate yourself, to feel worthy even when no one's clapping for you, is one of the most uncomfortable but necessary steps toward lasting happiness. Truth number 10. Some people won't like the new you. As you start healing and growing, you'll notice that certain people preferred the version of you who didn't have boundaries or self-respect. They may guilt you, distance themselves, or act like you're the problem. But part of real happiness is being okay with disappointing others, if it means not abandoning yourself. You don't owe anyone the watered-down version of who you are. Truth number 11. Comfort zones are emotional prisons. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it's also where dreams go to die. The longer you stay in what's familiar, the more you start mistaking it for what's right. But happiness doesn't grow in stillness. It grows in movement, in challenge, in risk. Every time you push through discomfort, your confidence expands, and that confidence becomes a foundation for real joy. Truth number 12. You won't always feel ready. If you wait until everything feels perfect before you make a move, whether it's changing jobs, leaving a bad situation, or starting something new, you'll stay stuck forever. Growth rarely feels like a green light. Most of the time, you step forward while your hands are still shaking. But happiness isn't about certainty. It's about trusting yourself enough to move forward anyway. Truth number 13. It's not always about you. We live in a world obsessed with self-focus, but some of the deepest happiness comes from getting out of your own head, helping someone else, being of service, connecting without expecting anything back. That's where meaning lives. When you stop obsessing over your problems and start making a difference, even in small ways, your whole perspective shifts. Joy multiplies when you share it. Truth number 14. Happiness is a daily choice, not a final destination. There's no finish line where everything suddenly feels perfect. Life keeps changing, challenges keep showing up, and happiness keeps evolving with you. It's not something you find once and for all. It's something you choose over and over again, in how you think, in how you respond, in how you show up for yourself, even when it's hard. That choice isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. The truth about happiness is that it asks more from you than you probably expected. Not more pretending, not more chasing, but more honesty, more courage, and more willingness to do the inner work. The good news? Everything you need is already inside you, and every uncomfortable step you take toward your truth brings you closer to the kind of happiness that actually lasts. Which of these truths hit you the hardest today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're working through on your journey. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more eye-opening insights. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and stay limitless.